Hi everyone! Today I'm here for a financial related collab. This is going to be the My Dave Ramsey Story collab. The idea came from PathtoDebtFreedom, and she messaged me asking if I would like to be a part of this collab, and I said absolutely. I was really excited. It's been really wonderful getting to know more people that are, involved in the Dave Ramsey plan, and that are making videos. I think seeing these type of videos and connecting with these channels definitely keeps me motivated. So I was really excited to do this collab. There are 13 questions. I'm gonna leave a link down below to PathtoDebtFreedom's channel. So there's a lot of people involved in this collab, so it should be really interesting, but here we go. I'm just gonna start with the questions. So question number 1 is, how long have you been doing the Dave Ramsey plan? If you watched our debt story video, I kind of went over this. We started talking about Dave Ramsey like January, February of last year, but we didn't really start budgeting until like March. And that's when we, really, got involved and started the baby steps. And we've had a lot of bumps along the way just with the cross-country move and everything. But for about a year, a little less than a year, we've been following Dave Ramsey. Question number 2 is, what baby step are you currently working on? So we are currently in baby step 2. We have had to go back to baby step 1 a couple times to replenish it, but we are on baby step 2. Question number 3 is, what was your total debt when you started baby step 2? Our total debt was $32,000, which is like sickening to say. For 2 people without kids, like who have medical insurance, no student loans, like it's $32,000 of stupid debt. So that's very painful. Question number 4 is, what is your total debt now? I need to go through and check. I completely forgot before I started filming this video. But we've paid off like $400. Like I said, we've been going back and forth between baby step 1 and 2 for like, I don't know, like over 6 months probably. As soon as we start with baby step 2, something hits and we have to use our emergency fund, and then we have to replenish that. Right now we're on 1 income and my husband's in the military, so we don't make a lot. He's getting ready to deploy and I am currently looking for a job, and so hopefully we'll be able to like really get this debt snowball rolling soon. Question number 5, what estimated date do you expect your baby step 2 to be completed and your debt, excluding your mortgage, to be paid off? As of right now, on 1 income, I think our debt snowball is set until like 2019. So that's the date right now. But if I am able to get a job, that's gonna significantly decrease the amount of time, because everything I make will go immediately to the debt snowball. So we're really, really hoping to pay that off more quickly. I'm hoping like a year, maybe a little over a year, once I get a job. So there we go. Question number 6, do you plan on doing a debt-free scream with Dave Ramsey, either on the phone or in person? I would love to do a debt-free scream. I think it would be so amazing. I would love to be there in person, obviously, but even just calling, I think would be so cool. That's one of my favorite things, is I listen to Dave Ramsey's show, or, I'll listen to it when it's on the podcast, or, he uploads debt-free screams on his YouTube channel, and I just love going to those for motivation. It's just inspiring. So, I definitely would love to do that, and we'll see if that happens. Question number 7, did you take a Financial Peace University class, either in person or at home, or did you read the Total Money Makeover book, or did you learn about Dave Ramsey online? So we read Total Money Makeover. My husband listened to the audiobook. I read the book, and we wanted to do an FPU class. Whenever we really got motivated and we were like, yeah, let's do this, that's when we were getting ready to move across country, so we didn't want to start a class then because we didn't have 9 full weeks that we could go. And then when we moved here, my husband's schedule has been so busy, and we would really like to take the class together, but that just hasn't worked out for us. So at this point, I may just go by myself, like when my husband's gone. We definitely want to take a class, we just don't know when it'll happen. But even just reading the book has motivated us. I just think like how much more motivated we could be if we took FPU. So question number 8, did you budget prior to learning about Dave Ramsey, whether zero-based or not? No, we really didn't. It was kind of, we would look at the bank account when we got paid and we would say, okay, well, you know, here's our bills, and we would pay those. But everything else, like, we just kind of spent until there was nothing left. We never budgeted groceries, we never budgeted gas, like we would just take. And that was the biggest problem, is because we didn't communicate with each other even with these little things. Like I had planned, you know, hey, this is probably how much I'm gonna use for groceries. And my husband would be like, hey, this is probably how much I'll use for gas. But we didn't communicate that, and we didn't have it laid out. And so that's where we got into trouble a lot, and we would like overdraw our account because the two didn't mesh. So if I could go back, I really wish we would have started out budgeting from the beginning, because I think that that's where a lot of our stupid debt came from, was just not budgeting properly. Number 9, have you tried Dave Ramsey's new free every dollar budgeting website? If yes, what are your thoughts? I did try it out as soon as it came out, but I already had an Excel budget that I was using that I really liked, and so just the idea of like moving everything over and trying to use that was overwhelming at the time, because I was still kind of new to budgeting. So I may take another look at it and see if I like it. I don't know. I thought it was a really great tool. I love that he offers it for free, but I liked what I was using already. I did follow Gazelle Intense like tutorial for setting up a budget in Excel. That's what I use that I really like. So if you try the Every Dollar app and you're like, this is not for me, maybe give that tutorial a try. I really enjoyed it. Number 10, do you consider yourself the free spirit or nerd of your relationship? Surprisingly, I'm the nerd. So here's the thing. I always thought that the free spirit was the spender and the nerd was like the tightwad. But no, I'm a spender, but I like doing the budget. I like the numbers, I like budget meetings, I like frequent budget meetings. Like I just like talking about our budget. I love adjusting it. I love just setting it up in Excel. I love all that. My husband, he doesn't really spend as much as I do. He can, but like he's not a shopper. But sometimes getting him to sit through a budget meeting is difficult. He would much prefer for me to like go handle a budget, do all the numbers, and then come to him and be like, hey, this is what, you know, this is what we're looking at. Like, how do you feel about this? And making it very quick, only a few minutes. He doesn't like to just sit there and go over the numbers. Like his attention span is very short when it comes to budgeting. So I am the nerd, but I'm also the spender. All right, question number 11. Are you a hardcore Dave Ramsey follower, or have you changed some things about the plan? If you've tweaked or changed some things about the plan, please share what and why. I would think that we are pretty hardcore Dave Ramsey followers. Like, we use cash for everything. We, you know, follow the baby steps to a T. I wouldn't say that there's really anything that we've changed other than We haven't stopped contributing to my husband's 401k. He has thrift savings plans with the military, and we just haven't. It's not like we purposely set out to be like, oh, you know, Dave Ramsey doesn't know what he's talking about, let's keep doing our way. We just haven't. And we actually haven't even talked about that. It was just something that I thought of the other day, like, hey, we are still contributing. So we may talk about that. We may stop contributing for a while, or we may just keep it going. It's not like he's contributing a lot. He set it up whenever he was in boot camp, and it's been basically the same this whole time. So I don't know. Other than that one thing, I'd say we're pretty hardcore. Okay, question number 12. Have you tried any of Dave Ramsey's endorsed local providers or other product services he recommends? If yes, please give your feedback. No, we haven't, only because we haven't really had a reason to, I guess. Like, I know that whenever it comes time to like buy a house or like make big financial decisions, like that'll be our first stop, is we're gonna go to those resources and you know, just make smart decisions. But as of right now, there's just not really anything that I know of that would be helpful. Honestly, I haven't looked at the endorsed local providers. I just haven't. Although, like, we talk a lot about like when we buy a house, like, yeah, we'll go to Church Home Mortgage. Like, that's just it's like a given almost. It's kind of funny because we talk to friends about Dave Ramsey and about our credit score and how like we're hoping to not have a credit score, and they're all like, oh my gosh, but what about when you buy a house, and you know, blah blah blah. And we like forget that people don't even know about manual underwriting, and so we're like, oh, like it's really not a big deal for us. So that is kind of funny. Okay, and then the last question, number 13. From your experience, do you think this plan works? And I think absolutely. Of course, we're only in baby step 2, but there's obviously certain parts of the plan that we have focused on more than others, like cash. Cash absolutely works for us. Buying groceries with a debit card, we tend to overspend and buy things that we don't really need. When we use cash, we really think about the things that we're buying. Like, do you really need, you know, those snacks? Like, if we buy all this, and if we buy Cokes and we buy, you know, chips or whatever, like all that's gonna add up, and then we may not have enough money like next week for groceries. And it just really makes us think. And you know, using cash, that's been the only way that we stick to our grocery budget. Also, the $1,000 emergency fund, that has been so helpful for us a few times already. Like I've said, we've had to dip into it a few times to replace a broken windshield. And you know, when we moved, like having just that to fall back on whenever we weren't reimbursed right away for our move, and just all these different things that if we didn't have, we would have taken out loans or we would have used a credit card. But we have our own money that we're able to pay for things. And it's just, I think absolutely it works if you give it the chance and you trust it. And I think sometimes people just don't trust it, or you know, maybe it just doesn't work for everyone. But I think it's definitely working for us, and I'm just so excited to be able to move on to the next baby steps and really set up, you know, our own lives for success, but also leave a great legacy for our kids. So yeah, I love Dave Ramsey. I love his plan. So yeah. Anyway, that's all the questions for this collab. Thank you so much to PathtoDebtFreedom for asking me to be a part of this collab. I can't wait to hear answers from everyone else. And yeah, I'll leave, you know, some links down below so you can check out everyone else's channels and their videos and everything. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!